Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Remember, they're general readings. Make sure you use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cups with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. For your key to the week this week, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. If you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For this week's, you have the moon card. So the moon card has been very active this week. It makes sense because we've got the eclipse. So it's kind of like that is really in the mass consciousness at the moment. But we also have a Mercury retrograde taking place at the moment in your opposite sign, right? So it's in an angular house in your chart, which means it's showing up in a really powerful way. What this also tells me in terms of, all of these different areas are, there will be reconnections to the past. But there's also you trying to balance the material and the spiritual this week in all of these different areas of your life. You are the sign of balance. So you've got the 9 of Wands for your actions and options. The moon card is 18, 1 and 8 gives you 9. Also got 2 nines. 2 nines is receipts, right? So not only is the past coming up, but some old hurt, some old wound, some old challenge or issue that you've had in the past. This week you are meeting it head on, right? You're not shying away from it. You're not pretending it's not there. You're not sort of even allowing yourself to kind of say like, oh, well, I do this because that happened to me. It's like there's a brutal self-honesty here that is raw and exposed, and it is powerful, and it's really allowing you to do some kind of healing. I think this is you looking back over your life path this week, my dear Librans, and kind of really acknowledging how far you've come and how much you've put up with. And I feel sorry for anybody that tries to give you any BS this week, because it's like now that you see this, you're like, you know what? Actually, no, I've put up with a fucking lot in life. I'm not doing it anymore. Hey, welcome to the party. For the options that are available to you, this will be your moment to speak. There's something that you've been biding your time with or biting your tongue on, and this week you're going to have your moment, right? And listen, if you've been with me long enough, you will have heard me say, you never want the air signs to read you, because they will just straight up deal with the facts. Right? Fact after fact after fact. And then when you get hit with it, people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're so mean. And it's like, no, I just spoke the truth. Right? So whether you're a man or a woman, however you identify, irrelevant. The Queen of Swords is Libra energy. So in your communications, at least, you show up very strong this week, to the point where maybe people are like, okay, it's giving aggressive. Right? That's not your stuff to worry about, right? This is your moment to speak. This is you delivering the messages as you see and feel them. And this is you finally coming forward with what it is that you've been holding inside for all of this time. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, your Queen of Swords, this is a battle card, right? And if you look at the 9 of Wands, certainly in this deck, this is actually a victory card in the Greer deck. You are going to war for something, right? With your words. And you're not mincing those words by any stretch, right? You've got something to say and you will say it, and fair play to you. When it comes to those of you that are like, and if this is in the study realm, this might be there's something that you see as somewhat antiquated that you feel like needs to change or needs to be updated. And it's kind of like you won't rest until it has been. Fair play. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, it could be that a past issue with an employer or a person in a position of power comes up this week for sort of resolution. You've got this 9 of Wands here as well, which is like there's some kind of like at work, you've taken it and you've taken it and you've taken it. And now you're kind of like, no, enough is enough. And now it's time for me to say what I need to say. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this may actually be some area of your industry that you now feel the need to start speaking up on, right? So there's something that you are ready to talk about, that you're ready to share, and it's kind of like you're you're ready to reframe a narrative, right? And whatever business you're in, there's always like a stereotype of that type of work, right? Lawyers are all soulless. Us spiritual types are all woo-woo in the fairyland. I don't know. Sex workers are all completely devoid of morals. The usual shit. You get stereotypes in all sorts of areas and fields of business. Whatever your area of business or even expertise is, it looks like you're ready for a narrative shift. And you're kind of like, on your horse, ready to charge in and say, okay, you know what, I'm changing this shit up now. Hey, what else do you say, right? Libra is going in for it, and I'm here for it. I love those kinds of things. I'm an Aquarius, so obviously I'm right behind you like, yeah, do it. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this will be a familial issue. A familial issue, potentially to do with the relationship as well, if you have one, where you are kind of done, right? It's like, no, I'm not putting up with this anymore. Look at that, Ten of Pentacles, right? In the love and relations sector. The Ten of Pentacles is a family card, right? Forget money and resources and all the rest of it for a moment. This is a family card. Whether you're partnered, married, this is just other family members, there's some kind of conversation here that will be had that you are sort of initiating. Now, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, I wouldn't be surprised, excuse me, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of a blowout between you and a partner this week, maybe over finances, but actually this has been brewing for a while. Doesn't have to be a deal breaker. It could actually be the clearing of the air that your relationship really needs. It just has the potential to be a little bit more intense than you expect. It could result in maybe you spending time with your parents for a while, or them spending time with their parents for a while, or maybe it's an argument that reaches out into the family as well. So there's a few things with this, all right? But I do feel like it will have the desired effect. And I think a part of the reason it's going to be so intense is because everyone's like, oh, like, wow, like, is this how you really feel? Or is it? And you're like, well, yes, actually, it's really how I really feel, and I've bitten my tongue for long enough, and now you need to know. For those of you that are single and looking, you could be connecting with someone this week, and if you are, there's likely to be a financial status difference between the two of you. This could be that you are vastly wealthier than the person that you meet. It could be that they are vastly wealthier than you. It could be that they're from a much wealthier background, or vice versa. There's an uneven stacking here with the money. But so what, right? And this is the thing, like, whether your partner is earning the same as you or not, like, if it really is based on love, the rest of it will happen. The rest of it will fall in line. One thing that I have observed through my client work is when partners that have a wage disparity and stuff get together, when they really are aligned with each other and there truly is no upstairs, downstairs shit going on in the background, or secret resentment or whatever, what tends to happen is that the partner that isn't earning as much feels supported enough to grow and expand, and they very often either match their partner's earning potential, and sometimes they go over it. So if you're meeting someone and there's that in the background, first of all, check your intention and theirs, and second, if it feels good and they are like, you know what, we're not even doing any of that, this could actually be the thing that you need to expand in your life. So I'm here for it. And then finally, for your money and materials, you've got the Three of Swords, right? So look at this right next to the Moon card. This is literally, what I love most about this is that it's like you're literally letting go of a financial narrative from your history. So if you are meeting a partner who's, there's a wage disparity or whatever, they could really go a long way to helping you see your own worth and value that exponentially in the future really enhances your earning potential. For when it comes to your physical health and vitality, this with the Moon card, touch wood, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice. This is not a diagnosis or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of you end up hearing from a doctor or a medical professional that you might need to have some form of a minor surgery in relation to an issue that has been either chronic or a past situation. For a lot of you, this might actually have something to do with your feet. For some of you, this could be gastric. It's just a possibility. There's no guarantees here. And remember, this is not a diagnosis. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. All right. Now, when it comes to your home and environment, the Three of Swords coupled with the Moon card, this is you parting ways with the hometown. And for a lot of you, this might very well be for good. All right, very, very interesting. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. I also forgot to mention my tarot course, my next tarot course, which will be for 12 weeks, you, me, and a whole bunch of like-minded souls. Remember, I only take 20 students at a time. The enrollment will open on the 18th of April. It will close on the 30th of April, and then that will be it done. And I won't be teaching this course again this year just because there's a lot of other things that I want to bring you on the opposite side of this year. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.